The governor is looking to fast-track several gun control bills into law after the Texas school shooting. One of the bills mimics a move in Texas targeting abortion.
Governor Gavin Newsom vowed to accelerate a series of gun reform bills aimed at reducing gun violence on Wednesday.
So we're here resolved, focused, energetically on moving well over a dozen bills forward, getting them to my desk where I will enthusiastically be signing those bills by the end of next month.
He added that he believes other states will follow California's lead. The bills were introduced just hours after the deadly massacre at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. The shooting claimed the lives of 19 children and 2 adults on May 24th. Among the bills introduced are Assembly Bill 1594. This bill would allow Californians to sue gun manufacturers for misconduct. Another bill would limit the marketing of certain firearms to minors. AB 1594 is one of the most talked about bills in the series. It is modeled after a Texas law that allows citizens to sue abortion providers. Currently, California has some of the strictest gun control laws in the country. Newsom said the state's progressive gun policies have consistently outperformed other states. Texas Governor Greg Abbott also held a press conference on Wednesday. He did not call for gun control legislation. Instead, he said real gun laws in California and other states are not effective in preventing shootings. According to an FBI report, active shooter incidents increased 52% last year. 6 of the 61 active shooter incidents across 30 states occurred in California.
In Los Angeles, witnesses testified that deputy gangs are still active in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. But the sheriff condemned on social media the proceeding as, quote, wildly unconstitutional and bizarre theatrics.
During an LA County Civilian Oversight Commission special hearing on Tuesday, witnesses testified that deputies have formed gangs that set up work slowdowns. They claim that the department does not answer calls in a timely manner. Among other things, they allegedly discipline colleagues who fail to fall in line.
The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is an organization of professionals who are mostly heroes. As you'll hear, these are people who have volunteered and are committed to community safety at personal risk. Our admiration for them, for the many we've met, is genuine, and our gratitude for their service is real. But within this organization, we found a palpable fear, a fear of professional retribution, career suicide.
The commission announced an investigation into this matter earlier this year, although there were no judges present during Tuesday's hearing. Los Angeles Sheriff Alex Villanueva was invited to the hearing, but did not attend. Witnesses say 12 to 15 deputies are tattooed members of the Bandidos, an internal gang in East LA. Another witness admitted to being in an internal gang known as the Gladiators when he was a deputy at the Compton station. He told the panel he had run-ins with another gang, the Executioners, when he became the division's captain. In a tweet, Villanueva said the hearing was a scripted and well-rehearsed political stunt to influence the outcome of the election. He continued saying he was the first and only sheriff in 50 years to fire, discipline, and transfer employees for misconduct, and that claims of deputy gangs have been thrown out of court for lack of evidence.
It's a busy week for state lawmakers as they scramble to hear and vote on hundreds of bills in both houses. One bill seeking to change how police handle traffic stops recently caught the attention of the Orange County Sheriff. Let's take a look at what he's saying.
California lawmakers are set to hear a bill this week that will make changes to traffic stops. Senator Stephen Bradford introduced Senate Bill 1389 in February. The bill would prohibit law enforcement officers from pulling over vehicles for a low-level infraction without a separate, independent basis to initiate the stop. Minor traffic violations include not having an up-to-date vehicle registration, a license plate that is not fully secured, and a broken taillight. However, Orange County Sheriff Don Barnes strongly urged senators in a May 24th letter to reject the bill. He wrote that if passed, it would undermine the credibility of our laws and further cement California's reputation as a state that turns a blind eye to criminal activity. According to Barnes, addressing low-level infractions helps ensure vehicles on the road are operating in accordance with California law. Barnes wrote, "If a law is important enough to keep on the books, then it is important enough to enforce. Failure to enforce these laws essentially results in permission to break these laws." Additionally, Barnes said traffic stops for such low-level violations often result in uncovering more serious offenses such as seizing illegal guns or drugs. He wrote, "Taking away our ability to address smaller violations will remove an important tool for addressing the more serious law violations that have the potential to harm our residents." NTD reached out to Senator Stephen Bradford's office for comment.
New regulations to limit water use will soon come into play for California to combat the drought. But some people are skeptical, saying the drought is due to mismanagement.
New watering restrictions will soon be in place for non-residential parts of the state. On Tuesday, the State Water Resource Control Board unanimously voted on the watering ban. The board wrote, "The new regulation bans irrigating turf at commercial, industrial, and institutional properties, such as grass in front of or next to large industrial or commercial buildings. But the ban does not include watering for residential areas, community and recreational turf, or trees." Local agencies are also required to implement restrictions on water use. The ban will go into effect after the Office of Administrative Law approves the regulation. The approval process usually takes 10 days. Most of California's annual rain and snow falls between January and March, but officials said this year those months were the driest in nearly a century. Some in the agricultural sector are skeptical of the state's move to cut back on water and say the current drought is a result of mismanagement. Christy Diener, farmer and founder of the California Water for Food and People movement, told the Epoch Times that we cannot conserve our way into water abundance because we did not waste our way into any water shortages to begin with. She said, "Californians have saved 34% statewide over the last decade, adding there would be extra water if rationing was meaningful."
In Southern California's Newport Beach, flags lined a pathway to honor service members. The annual event is held around Memorial Day.
Overlooking Newport Harbor stands 1,776 large American flags placed along the paths at Castaways Park. The number represents the date that the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776. The flags are part of the Exchange Club of Newport Harbor's 13th Annual Field of Honor, which recognizes those who served in the military and first responders in time for Memorial Day. On Memorial Day, the park will host a ceremony complete with a musical performance, presentation of colors, national anthem, flag-holding ceremony, and more. The Field of Honor opened May 20th and will close after Memorial Day on May 30th. Following the event, dedicated flags can be taken home or donated to the Exchange Club to use for next year. Similarly, in Los Angeles, the Sheriff's Office holds a memorial torch run every year to honor their fallen deputies and police officers.